My name is Amy Baghdadi, and I am a member of the board of directors of the EHE Foundation and an EHE patient myself. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you all today, and I think that pieces of my story will sound familiar to many of you. My journey began in the fall of 2010. I was living in San Francisco with my husband and two young children at the time, and I started having a persistent pain under my ribs. I had never been seriously ill a day in my life, so I basically ignored it until it became so bad that my husband forced me to go to the ER. Long story short, it turns out that my liver was full of tumors and I had nodules in my lungs. I was originally told that I had angiosarcoma and less than 6 months to live. So when I later found out that it was something called epithelioid hemangioendothelioma, which was an extraordinarily rare cancer with no treatment protocol and nobody knew what to do with me, it still almost felt like good news. But the tumors in my liver were very aggressive, and after a few failed attempts at chemotherapy, we started actively looking into transplant. I was turned down by several transplant centers because of the nodules in my lungs, but UCSF was willing to take a chance on me. And in February of 2011, I was approved for a living donor liver transplant. One thing about that entire process that I will never forget is a conversation that I had with my surgeon, Dr. John Roberts, prior to the procedure. I told him how grateful I was that they were willing to perform the transplant, and he said that the advances in medical science were happening at such a staggering pace that if they could buy me even 5 years of life, who knew what treatment might be available in the future. It has now been 11 years, and that statement has really stayed with me as I have watched the EHE landscape change. One of the biggest changes came in 2015 when the EHE Foundation was established by some amazing, committed patients and caregivers who recognized that we would be so much stronger together. They organized the inaugural Fun Run in 2016, and from 2016 to 2021, our foundation-led events, the Fun Run and Walk and Giving Tuesday, have raised over $600,000. In 2019, the EHE Foundation received a $450,000 award from the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative's Rare as One program, a transformational grant that includes not only funding, but education, training, and support for patient-led rare disease foundations like ours. In 2021, the EHE Foundation organized the first EHE 360 conference, bringing together almost 200 researchers, clinicians, patients, caregivers, and advocates from around the world. Also in 2021, the EHE Foundation received a $1 million gift from the Margie and Robert E. Peterson Foundation. Today, the EHE landscape is expansive. There are 3 formally established EHE charities in the US, UK, and Australia, and 2 country-specific EHE advocacy groups. There are over 2,000 members in an active virtual patient community in over 70 countries. And in keeping with our mission, today the EHE Foundation provides comprehensive patient services and resources to patients around the world. Scientific advancements and research in EHE have grown significantly. For example, as patients, we can celebrate that there is now a genetically engineered mouse model from Dr. Brian Rubin's lab. Patients can also contribute to research by donating tissue directly to the EHE Biobank, which is something that I have done personally, and it couldn't be easier. Clinicians, some of whom have never seen an EHE patient, have the benefit of the ESMO conference guidelines for EHE. There are simply too many projects to name here, but the progress has been astounding. And let me tell you, we are just getting started. I joined the board of this amazing organization because I believe in the EHE Foundation's vision. We have a vision. We envision a world where EHE is easily diagnosable and curable. We know that curing cancer is a huge goal, and we feel it is attainable by creating a strong foundation to bring great minds together and fund critical research. We believe that with the right people in place and the right amount of funding, we will cure this cancer. This cure will save the lives of EHE patients worldwide and fuel research and cures for additional cancers. We hope that you will join us and help us reach this goal. Thank you so much for being here today.